Hey guys, so today we're back with another video and it's an exciting one. I wanted to look at rumors and speculation that are catching fire around the internet. If you weren't aware, Stellantis held its first dealer meeting in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Hotel around March 22nd, and this was the first dealer show in 8 years for any of the American companies within Stellantis. The goal was to showcase some of their future plans and vehicles with the people that are selling their products, so the dealers. Automakers prefer to keep these meetings private, as remember, not everything shown to dealers always gets made for a variety of reasons, and some ideas will remain as rumors or speculation, as FCA has proved time and time again. But of course, this privacy was invaded by an unnamed Reddit poster who was at the event, and the post has since been deleted, which mentioned a bunch of juicy topics that many of you might have an interest in. So today we'll focus more on the Dodge brand and talk about the others, like Ram, Chrysler, and Jeep, in separate videos to give them the attention they deserve. The major topics I want to talk about will be shown on screen, so let's get into it. Since this whole video is about new and existing models, first I want to start off by saying that the Dodge lineup should grow very soon and should look very different from the three traditional vehicles in the lineup that we know, Charger, Challenger, and Durango, and that's already begun with the addition of the Hornet. Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis did an interview in November 2022 where he told Muscle Cars and Trucks, when asked about the future lineup of Dodge, quote, "I will tell you that it's more than today, and not even a little bit more than today. By the way, we're going to share our future long-term plans with our dealers early next year, and we would love to believe that all this stuff is top secret when we do it, but it's not." End quote. Now, the first rumor from this dealer meeting was something that caught me off guard, the return of another nameplate. First the Hornet, and now the Stealth. It seems that Dodge intends to bring this name back, but not as a sporty coupe. If we look back to the 90s, from 1991 to 1996, Dodge offered a Stealth coupe for North America, and it had some pretty sporty models like the RT with a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 engine with 300 horsepower and a sub 5 second 0 to 60 time. So in a very surprising move, it's believed the Stealth name now returns for a 3-row SUV, possibly replacing the Dodge Durango. The person who did attend this dealer's meeting is saying that Dodge will stop using the Durango name and instead use the Stealth. Dodge claims that with shifting tastes and demographics in the market, the Durango would be soon retired as we know it, and a drastically different body style will be sold as the Stealth, a more visually attractive option for customers that's more along the lines of what people are looking for. So to get into this rumor a little bit, many are happy to see retired brand names come back, and it's certainly not a bad idea. It also makes a lot of sense. While the Durango is supposed to end production after the 2023 model year, for years sources have said the next-gen Durango will move to a body-on-frame architecture to better compete with the Ford Expedition and Chevy Tahoe, offering more towing and better economies of scale by being built on the same platform as the Wagoneers. The next-gen Durango would go into production alongside the Jeep Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer at the Warren Truck Assembly Plant in Warren, Michigan, sharing most of the WS architecture, just with different styling that fits better with the Dodge brand. Production on something like that would begin in late 2023 and be out for a 2024 model. Now, would this next-gen body-on-frame Durango use the Stealth name? No, I don't think so. The body-on-frame vehicle would probably still carry the Durango name, as that lives on, still a popular vehicle after all, while the Stealth gets used for a new 3-row crossover instead. To me, if Dodge is trying to go more along the lines of what people are looking for, that bigger crossover does make sense. They can keep their distinct styling, like what they've done with the Hornet for example, and best of all, the Stealth name is perfect for the powertrain, since they will likely have the new 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder Hurricane engines under the hood, or electric powertrains, and the original Stealth RT did have a 3-liter turbo engine as well, albeit a V6. The name Stealth also works pretty good for an EV, and Durango fans can enjoy a more truck-like SUV, so Dodge could definitely make this work and shake things up a bit. Plus, there's no Grand Caravan or Journey, and the Hornet is very small for the compact segment. Now we move on to the upcoming 2024 Dodge Charger SRT Daytona. We have seen the good-looking concept make its way around the auto show circuit this year, but many wondered if the production version would come with 2 or 4 doors. It seems that Dodge allegedly informed dealers that the new Charger would be sold as a 4-door, and it's rumored that this Charger would get both the standard and high-output version of the new 3-liter Hurricane, alongside the EV options, which include the 340 and 440 volt, and an 800 volt system as well. Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis said last year that the next-gen Charger will launch as an all-electric model, but said that the brand could add an internal combustion engine if it needs to, and I think it does, as Dodge would be stupid to go off the deep end and do full EVs only straight away without offering internal combustion engine options, even if they don't include a Hemi. Plus, they've developed a Hurricane with more power and better fuel economy than the 5.7 and 6.4 liter Hemis, so they may as well use them. As for the Charger, we've heard that all-wheel drive is standard and there will be drive modes including power, donut, and drift, and the option to turn off power to the front wheels, so you're still able to do a burnout and keep the muscle car vibes. There were also reports that in addition to the Charger, a two-door Challenger model would be introduced later this summer, as I've been predicting, and it appears the Challenger will have the Hurricane engine options, but likely not the EV powertrain like the Charger. Dodge has talked plenty about how the current generation of the Challenger is coming to an end, quote, as we know it, but they never said this will be the last year for the Challenger as a whole. If that were the case, you'd be sure they would market it as the last Challenger ever and boost sales as much as possible that way. To me, it makes sense that this nameplate returns in the near future. It also makes sense to have that Challenger as a two-door like it's always been, and then the four-door Charger as we talked about, and maybe this is a smaller and lighter vehicle to not only differentiate from the Charger, but also better compete with the American rivals, the Chevy Camaro and Ford Mustang in weight. They could also add a convertible option from the factory as well. The Challenger likely arrives a year or two after the Charger, as we already saw this situation in the past. The Charger was announced in 2005, releasing as an 2006 model, and the Challenger came 2 years later, announced in 2007 and delivered as an 2008 model. By doing that, Dodge could build attention and publicity, putting all the focus on the Charger and driving up excitement and sales. And then once it dies down a bit, do it all over again for the Challenger, and Dodge stays in the headlines and social media discussions. It seems that both the Charger and the Challenger are scheduled to go into production at the Windsor Assembly Plant with the aim of releasing them as 2024 or 2025 models. Just to briefly talk about the Hornet, rumors have it that Dodge will actually sell the Goes Like Hell concept from the factory, and so far there's been a GT version with the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, making 268 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, as well as an RT version with a 1.3-liter 4-cylinder with a rear axle-mounted E-motor as well, producing an impressive combined output of 288 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. The Reddit informant claims that Dodge intends to go fully electric on the RT within a few years, and then up the ante on the performance that way. So that's the end of today's video. What do you think of these rumors, and would you like to see any of them happen? Let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe for all your Mopar content, and I'll see you in the next video.